All right. Now we have gotten to question 3 of the conversation. Hello to those that have just joined the class. We are looking at question number 3 of the year 2024 test number 1 that our colleagues had in investments, analysis, and portfolio management. And so we have question number 3 that we are revising, and the question read as I am reading in your hearing. Describe the role played by each of the institutions below in promoting investments in Zambia and explain the kind of information they provide to potential and existing investors. Can you describe the role played by each of the institutions below in promoting investments in Zambia and also explain the kind of information they provide to potential and the existing investors? Number 1, Zambia Development Agency, ZDA. What does ZDA do, really? We know Zambia Development Agency, most of you are your managers, you people are managers, are running companies, your companies are registered with ZDA. What does ZDA really do? Anyone? As we rest in 1 minute time, what does the class think? Anybody who just wants to add, what do you think the ZDA really does? The Zambia Development Agency, what does it do? Okay, are we still connected?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now, the Zambia Development Agency, ZDA, has a primary goal. The primary goal of this one is actually to promote investment and facilitate, agency in Zambia. That's what it does. So this one, it promotes investment, and it also facilitates investments in Zambia. So maybe making it very practical. You see, when your company, for example, is registered with ZDA, when investors come, for example, from outside the country, let's say your company is in agriculture, there are some people that want to invest in Zambia or partner with the other Zambian companies, and then ZDA has a mandate to link you to those investors as a company that is trading into this. So through ZDA, you can have this platform. Actually, they make these arrangements for you people, have you these conversations, and they do those deals. Yeah, so it's that organization, that agency. This agent promotes it does promote both local and foreign direct investments, right? Let me just scribble something for people to easily remember. We are saying, what do? They promote investments in Zambia, and they facilitate that process. They also promote the local and the foreign direct investments. Direct investment. It's not only international investments, by the way, even the local ones. ZDA should have all the information about these companies. Say me, I'm interested in investing in mines or whatever, or I want to check for opportunities to make investments. Say one of you has money, they want to do that. ZDA is a link, like it serves as a link, linking you guys together. So it really does quite a lot. Okay. Zambia Development Agency provides some sometimes these guys, they do provide, how should we call this? Aftercare services, right? To those existing investors. And they also usually help them to resolve the operational challenges. That's what they do. Okay. Aftercare services are given to those existing investors. They are good guys. And the ZDA, the Zambia Development Agency, uh, usually it does also facilitates joint ventures and the partnerships between local and international investors. I think this I've already said. I've already recorded that they facilitate the joint ventures, even the partnerships between local and the international investors. So these are really good people. You need them. They're very, very important to our economy. So when, for example, you go to ZDA, the ZDA guys, they will provide with you some sector-specific investment opportunities, right? And I'm emphasizing sector-specific. Like per sector, they will give you the specific investment opportunity. Like you can invest in this, you can invest in this company, and like that. Or can join with this company, you can work with this company, you can partner with this company, you can do this, and you can do this joint venture with this and that, like that. Now, information for example, on investment incentives and those tax benefits, ZDA is able to dispense that to the investors. Guys, these are the available incentives, right? Sometimes okay. Sometimes we may not be aware of the incentives that are available under tax benefits, right? As investors, right? But when you go ZDA, the ZDA guys are on top of the game. They have this information on their fingertip because it's their mandate that they are given as an agency of the government. And yeah, what else do they do, those guys? Anyway, they also provide economic and industrial data. They can even also help you with the licenses, right? Those permits, registrations, giving guidance, and that's what they actually do. So they play quite a very significant role in our country. Are we good with ZDA? Zambia Development Agency. Okay. Let's have the investment center. So this one is no longer there. This one. Anyway, let's just answer the question according when it was there, it used to be. Do we still have the, has it been a, has it been renovated? Has it come back to life? Has it resurrected? Do we still have the investment center? You may be talking in this class. Maybe there are even some people that are working with the investment center and it is back to life. Is it still in existence? Hello?
Their services are being offered by Zambia Development Agency.
Now they are joined now they are captured under ZDA, right? Thank you so much for that. I thought maybe they came out again independently. Yeah. So these guys used to be independent guys during their days. However, for the sake of an exam, we can list what they used to do when they were there, or what they do actually. The investment centers, for example, this one, it used to be the Zambia's Investment Facilitation Board, actually, before ZDA was established. Okay. Though it was later merged with ZDA, as we have already seen. So it used to provide a one-stop shop for investors to obtain investment licenses. So you want to get the investment license. So basically the same roles, most of the roles that I've explained under ZDA, they were done by this investment center. You get the point, eh? So yeah, there is nothing much to say here. Yeah, about the investment center. Okay. You can just remember most of the things that we have said under ZDA. It is although that this one is just part of ZDA now. So that's what is happening now. So they provided guidance on investment regulations and procedures. They even advised on the priority sectors for investments during their time. And they also helped in preparing feasibility studies, even project appraisals. That's what they used to do. But those works now can be done by ZDA. Have you seen how important ZDA is, right? Can you link your companies to ZDA, though I've not been paid by ZDA guys to, to campaign for them. But it's a good thing, really. Can you link your companies to ZDA and work with ZDA? Please do that. Okay. Let's cross over to Luce. Before we go to Luce, let's go to Securities Exchange Commission, SEC. Do you even have, we might have some people that are working with SEC in this institution. Do we have some people that are working with SEC? Maybe. Okay. Are we still connected? Hello? Are we still connected?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The Securities Exchange Commission, the SEC guys, SEC. SEC is, by the way, to those that don't know the headquarters of SEC, they are by ISPAC. Most of you are now in Lusaka. You can, just after ISPAC, there opposite ISPAC, you see a tall building. That one is SEC, just opposite ISPAC, the other side, eh? And a wonderful group of companies opposite, adjacent to that. That's the headquarters for SEC. For the sake of information, those who are in Lusaka, you could see SEC is just there by ISPAC. Yeah. Now, anyway, away from that, SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission regulates Zambia's capital markets, okay, to ensure transparency, even to ensure efficiency, and also protect investors. So what do? They regulate the capital market. What do? They want to ensure efficiency. They also want to ensure that they protect investors. These are the people to report to if you have been scammed. You know, there are those people. Hello, you have heard of some people that open some companies that can you bring your money here? You can invest here. There are those my investment schemes that people do where they are pulling resources from the people and afterwards they disappear. You know, during our days, those things used to happen. I don't know. Anyways, you used to have those companies that would come and you invest. They say, how should I say? Put it like they say, invest money now by next year, or maybe just after 6 months, or you're going to withdraw. You just invest 1,000, you withdraw 100,000. You know, that kind of rough stuff and fake stuff. So many people would just be swindled and invest their money in those. Then those companies, you'd find that after some time, before your time comes to get your money back, they disappear. You might have heard of these, a lot of them. Yeah, now SEC, you can report such schemes to SEC. Those should be regulated by SEC. Check if they are licensed by SEC. Should you hear of such schemes, find out if the people who are managing it are regulated by SEC. They have a license, a dealer's license, okay? For companies, they get dealer's licenses. Check if they have a dealer's license by SEC, all right? Yeah, so this one, it licenses, why am I speaking a lot of things with SEC? It licenses the market participants, eh? The market participants. All participants in the capital market are regulated by SEC and they are licensed by SEC. The brokers, you don't hear people that say we are brokers. If they are brokers, they should have a license by SEC, eh? Securities Exchange. It even licenses the dealers. I've already told you about dealers. These are companies that are working like that. The investment advisors, all those are licensed like that. Even the assistants of the investment advisors, they are also licensed by SEC. They get the license from there. So SEC is really doing quite a lot. Eh? They promote development of the securities markets so that you can have those investments. Eh? That's what SEC really does. Do we have any question about SEC? You have known what SEC is all about, isn't it? Securities Exchange Commission. You should read the Securities Act. It should be 2016, the most recent one. I don't know if there is also 2021, something like that. But you should read the Securities Act. Really, you have all those details there when you have time. But not really for tomorrow. I mean at your own time, just when you are free. Don't start reading the constitution of the country in preparation for tomorrow. Okay. We get to D. Lucy. Let's go to Lucy. Lusaka Securities Exchange, right? Lusaka Securities Exchange. What do these guys do? Really? You have heard of Lucy. Lusaka Securities Exchange. One. Lucy is the main stock exchange in Zambia. Okay. This one is our main stock exchange. It is the main stock exchange in Zambia. So what it does, it provides a platform. Platform for who? For investors. For investors and those borrowers, those people who are in need of money, or the companies that are in need of money to meet for transactions. They bring them together for transactions, all right? For example, those companies that want money, they need capital. They can easily go to SEC, they can get listed, and then the investors can easily locate those companies through the Securities Exchange. For example, you don't have, when you're buying shares, right? You don't have to go to a company. For example, you want to buy shares from Zanaco, right? You don't go to Zanaco and say, I want to buy shares here. Those guys will say, they'll even, other workers, they don't have shares in those companies. They'll be confused of what you're talking about. You get the point, right? You don't go to the specific company. You want to buy shares in ShopRite, you go at East Park in ShopRite, you say, I want to buy shares here. You don't do that, right? So SEC, in other words, not SEC, Lusaka Securities Exchange brings this arrangement to link you together, of course, via the broker. The broker will work in between. LUSA will even facilitate capital raising through initial public offering, where companies get listed and they get to be fine. And they also promote long-term investments by linking businesses with the investors. And that is what LUSA does. Is there any question?
Yes, sir. Just on the Lusaka Securities Exchange, does it mean any Zambian companies can easily offload their shares when they want capital to increase their capital for operations, or maybe for business expansion? Hello, are you there, sir? Is everyone here?
Yes.
Hey, yes, sir. You were asking a question?
Yes, I was asking a question. Oh, so I was talking to myself. You didn't get me?
Sorry, I didn't get it. I was interrupted.
Oh, okay. So I was trying to say, how easy is it for any Zambian company to offload their shares on the Lusaka Securities Exchange for expansion?
Oh,
Are there
oh,
there's certain conditionalities that a Zambian company needs to meet before it can, offload on the on Luce?
yeah, yes, sir. Thank you very much for that good question. Yes, there are conditions that have to be met by both the international and the local companies, for them to be listed on the Lusaka Securities Exchange. By the way, SEC, the same Securities Exchange, is the one that facilitates that listing. So they put those conditions, what you have to meet, and they have to do that. Their aim is to protect investors. So they have to make sure you meet a certain criteria. You cannot be this company that is still struggling too much, and then you end up getting the money for people and you go under, you run away. They have to check that you meet really the capacity. In terms of the terms, the things that they have to meet, the conditions, you can find them in the act, the same act, the Securities Act that I have cited. There is everything there, including the conditions. If you don't have access to the act, you can just give me a shout. I can share it with you, then you can be fine. Yeah, I have the act.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Noted. I'll do
All
that.
right. Okay, colleagues. Where are we now? Are we not done? we are still there. I guess this one is, the last question was quite by a repetition. There isn't much. Okay, question number 4. Let's go. For those people that have just joined us for the first time, right now we are looking at question number 4 of the year 2024, test number 1. And so we are looking at question number 4. Please enjoy the conversation. Question number 4 reads, and I am reading in your hearing. Modern portfolio theory deals with the selection of portfolios that maximize expected returns consistent with the individual acceptable level of risk. Can you discuss the key assumptions used in the development of the efficient portfolio? The key assumption. So this question is basically kind of a repetition of the, what's that? Of the other question we were answering at some point within this conversation. Okay. Anyway, let's repeat. So, 1, the key assumptions that are there, we said investors are rational, right? Rationality of investors. Investors are rational. That simply means they aim at maximizing return and reduce risk. All right, maximizing return and reduce what? Risk. Then there is also efficient markets, right? We assumed that the market is efficient, isn't it? That is to say, the share prices or the stock prices are truly indicative of all the happenings or the proceedings in the stock market. Basically, this is what we said. Is it, what question was that? Is it question 2 or 1? Somewhere there. We also said there are no transaction, no taxes, no taxes, no transaction costs, all those stuff. You really know this already. Yeah. The same stuff, you can be fine. The theory of choice, I'm on B. The theory of choice describes the decision-making process with the help of a concept called the utility function. Describe how utility functions can be used to make investment decisions. Wow. The theory of choice and the utility. How can we use the utility functions to make what? To make investment decisions. Now, getting back to the theory of choice, this one involves us making decisions that maximize our personal satisfaction or utility. Utility simply means satisfaction. Yes, our personal satisfaction. So, for example, in finance, utility functions can just help us to, it can help in modeling, the investor's preferences over risk and the return. The, 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 the utility functions, remember, these are models. You can model the investors' preferences. Okay, the preferences of the risks, over the risky and the return. That's what you do. So the utility function therefore represent how much satisfaction an investor can derive from the different investment outcome. All right, that's what the utility function will do. So the utility function therefore will just basically measure how much utility or level of satisfaction that particular investor can derive from different investment outcomes that they can actually have. So that's what is happening. So when you pick, for example, let's have the utility function. Let me put, maybe we have a utility function like this. Utility function, right? This is just, let me put W in here. Yeah, where W, for example, is wealth, right? Let's just say this is wealth. What this means, this function will just basically reflect the attitude that we have towards risk. At the same time, it will also reflect how much of the return or the expected level of satisfaction we are expecting to get as individuals. So that is what this particular utility function does. There is nothing much that really happens. So the key decision rule is the investors will always select that particular portfolio which will maximize the expected utility. Not just the expected return, they will have to choose that portfolio which will maximize utility, which will also maximize return. Okay? Maybe I can run over some of the key things I've said. We have said that a utility function will show you how much level of satisfaction as an investor that you derive from different investment options. One, we have also recorded that the utility function that you could be given would reflect or show the attitude that you have towards the risky and also the return. Then we scored a point that the investors will only select a portfolio that will maximize the expected utility, not just maximizing the expected return. So those are some of the key points that you could really cite or talk about in this particular question. Then you should be good to go. With the help of examples, explain the meaning of portfolio diversification. We are coming to the end of the conversation. What does diversification of a portfolio mean? That's a question, colleagues. So diversification of a portfolio involved is investing in a variety of assets, right, to reduce risk. This is simple. Just investing in a variety of what? Of assets to reduce what? to reduce risk. Basically, thou art investing in a variety of assets so as to minimize risk. But we know from what we say that all assets don't move in the same directions. Right? Others may move in an opposite direction. So we are trying to combine these portfolios in such a way that at least we can minimize the diversifiable risk. The risk that we can manage to diversify, at least we should be able to minimize that. So we are minimizing that any systematic risk. Remember, and systematic risk, we say that it is firm specific, isn't it? And systematic risk is firm specific. For that matter, it can be minimized. For those that have just joined us, we are looking at question number 4 of the year 2024, test number 1 that our colleagues had. Are there any questions?